skies opened and fire rained down from the heavens. I witnessed a new leader rise from the ashes, promising peace. But only death came. Now, as the world wages war, I hide, as the innocent are slaughtered. But there were those that knew these days were coming, speaking of prophecies and signs.
We will be moving toward a one-world government.
Maybe that's why I'm still here, to warn you how the world really ends. This may be a lot to take in, but for me, the world has already ended. Well, the world you know anyway. I remember the whispers about new world orders and the end of days. Of course, who could believe in such nonsense? Or so I thought. The world wanted change. It wanted a new age of peace. Who knew that this pursuit would usher in the very things we feared the most? Now, everything I loved is gone, and I am left with one purpose: to deliver a message, to testify to the truth. I know, just telling you isn't enough. It never was. Truth. Who was it that once asked, "What is truth?" as it stood before him? Nothing ever changes. So, I'll tell you what your future holds, and I'll do my best to prove it is the truth. Not long ago, where you are now, there was a message, a warning that still haunts me to this day. More should have listened. This is how it began. How will the world end? This very debate has been saturated by endless views and opinions,
consumed within a sea of noise. For some, the topic is nonsensical. For others, the answer is clear, as millions look to ancient biblical prophecy as the answer to what lies in wait for humankind's fate. Regardless of what you believe, the very debate has seen a resurgence due to unprecedented global conflicts and instability. With this, however, comes new claims that the long-awaited convergence of prophesied events, destined to trigger the end of our age, is not only entirely real, but have finally begun. Most people agree the world as we know it will come to an end one day, just not in their lifetime. And even if the end was near, it could never be proven, right? So why is it that millions of people all over the world still insist that the end is upon us? Are they naive or misled by skewed religious views? Or is there a deeper understanding? Whispers of truth that have been buried in this generation that are so profound it would change the way we understand everything. But even if such evidence existed, its warnings will likely fall on deaf ears. Often, when one hears about biblical prophecy or the end of days, as it is found within ancient scriptures, such as the Book of Revelation or the Dead Sea Scrolls, many already have deeply ingrained preconceived notions. After all, haven't we heard all this before? Anything new would no doubt just be another claim regarding some astrological event or rare date as a harbinger for the end. And it's not difficult to see why so many have this perception, as endless streams of information and media are absorbed into a desensitized and instant gratification society. News organizations and corporations compete to capture greater market share through sensationalized headlines and claims that result in complex topics being broken down into 8-second explanations, replacing genuine prophetic discussions into viral-worthy predictive claims that often look like this.
Nations begin a new arms race in preparation for global nuclear war.
Prophecy experts point to a celestial sign as the harbinger for the end.
Beginning of the end.
Survival bunkers are now big business as preppers say the end.
Experts say that a solar flare will bring down the grid.
Ending life as we know
Services
it.
report that a massive radiation
Millions prepare for Y2K.
Y2K.
This computer bug will collapse us.
Breaking news from Chrono
Eclipse could trigger
The beginning of
The
the
threat of a
end.
global pandemic is at an all-time high.
collapse society.
Astrophysicists discover Planet X, which some say will...
Millions look to the sky.
Dire implications from
The Mayan calendar predicts the world will end in 2012.
Up next, how to make apocalypse puppy cookies.
The Mayan prophecies, obviously, 2012, the world didn't end. So you look at these things and they're so vague and so general, a lot like astrology charts.
And there's the problem. The endless stream of claims that have been ingrained into the minds of the public as billions watch predicted events and dates come and go, yet life marches on as usual. And then there are claims from infamous individuals such as Nostradamus, a French apothecary that lived during the 15th century, that many today attribute credit for predicting the rise of Hitler. Surely he lends some form of credibility to the idea of genuine prophecy. At the very least, the same level of credibility that popularized much of biblical prophecy, right? Actually, most experts disagree.
Or let's say Nostradamus, for example. He speaks in very broad generalities of, things that are going to happen. I could say the same thing. In the future, some man's going to rise up and he's going to have all this incredible power and he'll do this and that. And if I get, 50% close, which odds are probably pretty good, you say, oh, well, you see, he prophesied that. But the Bible doesn't do that. The Bible gives you specifics about what's going to happen.
There's a lot of prophecies that are out there. There's the Mayan prophecy, there's Nostradamus, and there's prophecies about dead popes. There's all types of prophecies that are out there. What makes biblical prophecies so different is their accuracy. And we find them in the Bible. What's interesting about this and teaching on Bible prophecy is you're able to find out some things. Many of the prophecies have already come to be. And when we look at the predictions or the so-called prophecies of these other religions, sure, you can have a prediction here, a prediction there, 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100, maybe 3 out of 100.
And that's the amazing thing about biblical prophecy, is that biblical prophecy is something that you can actually study scientifically. It's actually called eschatology, where what the Bible has claimed to be prophetic, in fact 27% of the Bible is prophetic, that the claims that it makes, do they come to pass? Is it true what the Bible has to say?